December 14th, 2020 City Commission meeting to order. First off, my pen doesn't work. There it works. I don't have that good pen from you with me tonight.
What happened to it?
Oh, it's in the car, I think. Okay, first one is approve the November 9th minutes. Everybody have a chance to review those?
Sure it's the 9th or 11th?
What?
Probably.
It's the 9th.
Well,
Oh, I'm
what's
sorry.
the 9th?
No.
It says the 9th on the agenda, but I think it's actually the 11th.
Yeah, it says the 9th.
Yeah, 11.
Okay, I'm sorry.
11th, yeah,
So
should
we
be
get for
11th.
reading the direction, or
Okay.
reading the thing. Okay, the 11th minutes, sorry about that. Very good, very good.
That's my fault.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second. Any discussion on the minutes? Colin?
Aye.
Barb?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, next is the minutes from November 23rd.
I make a motion we accept the minutes from the 23rd.
Second. Additions, corrections? Colin?
Aye.
Barb?
Aye. Aye.
Yes. Yes. Okay, November financials? We have a chance to review those? I know there are a few things that need to be cleaned up in here, but that's gonna be when, after the first of the year, when, we switch to that new system. So that's kind of what we've been waiting on some of this stuff for, so. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna use some of that stuff as training, for transfers and stuff on how we can do it so we can close out the year. And I just noticed something today that I'm gonna have to find in there too, but
Okay.
that's from the previous month.
So is the bank stuff taken care of already, correctly? Where it was off?
Yeah, that corrected itself last month because it was an error on the bank's end at the end of the month, the very last day, so.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve financials?
I make a motion to approve the financials.
I'll second
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Barb?
it. Aye. Aye.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Judy, you want to get out of here?
Sure,
We'll move you up. We had to add Park Board.
I was just getting comfortable, sure.
Okay.
The Washburn Park Board is doing their final fundraiser of their campaign, and it's going to be a caramel roll sale. And we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're gonna use the ambulance day, and people, if drop in, they can come in and pick up and it goes. Because everything has to be COVID.
Right.
So I'm gonna have a group, and I would like to use the kitchen to make the rolls. Just the process, we let them sit in the refrigerator overnight, and then I bake them on Sunday morning and be done by 10. So,
They want to use the kitchen at the Memorial Hall.
yeah, the upstairs one. I want those, actually, they have an oven that I went and got directions on today that'll cook 20 pans. So,
Wow. Okay. So basically, you would like to use it for no charge, is what you're saying?
yes, I would, please.
Okay.
And you were trained on how to light the deal?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Good. Just so it doesn't blow up. Because, yeah, we had trouble with the last one. There was a little gas smell in there. I don't know if one of the
Oh,
burners.
those big ovens, I'm not really sure I'm gonna use the big ovens, but I do know how to turn them on.
Okay.
I turn the gas on, I light the
Yep.
burners, and then I can light the stove, yeah.
Okay.
I went to school this morning.
Okay.
Okay, I make a motion that we let the Park Board use the kitchen for making their caramel rolls, with the understanding that if anything gets damaged, you're responsible for it.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yep.
And I also got a key for the janitor's closet, so it'll be clean.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I'll second that.
Further discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Yes. Yes, there's no conflicts, is there, with anything going on in there?
What date is this?
This weekend, it's the 19th and 20th.
Sunday.
Are you going to be in there Saturday morning as well?
No, Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning, and I'm going at 6:30 Sunday morning.
Okay,
so-
there is a dance camp in there on Saturday. She's only in there, I believe, until like 12:30 though, so I would say if you're in the kitchen,
Yeah,
it's
we're
not a big
good.
deal,
That's
but,
good.
yeah, she's doing some dance
really
recital
shouldn't
things
bother.
but it shouldn't interfere
Yeah.
then if it will be considered.
I have people come in to roll dough, and we have to stay apart. The only thing I can tell you is I may have to bring a table into the gymnasium, but it's not gonna be till after 2, so.
Okay,
And if they're there, we won't do that, but to spread out.
You'll make it work, right? If
Yeah.
Somebody's in the
Yeah,
cut,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, did we vote? No. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, do I leave this with you now?
yeah, okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, Dollar General sewer line will be next. Come on up.
Good evening.
You're not afraid to be at the table, come on up. Or,
Stay here?
well, whatever, you can stand, whatever you want.
Tyler and Oliver, Ross Wheeler, we're from Kansas City, and we develop stores for Dollar General. And we're looking at adding a store here in Washburn. And one of the things that we're here to discuss, I think, is sewer line, septic, so forth. And we develop about 25 stores a year, North Dakota, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota. Probably 40% of them are on septic. Dollar General has 2 restrooms and a drinking fountain. We're not big users of wastewater or water. And, so we originally got into this project and, got in, the north and the south are both on septic and thought, okay, we probably use septic. Looked into sewer, and it's quite a distance away. Looked into, okay, now we might have to do a sewer main through the whole property, and which would just be cost prohibitive for us. And so we're here tonight to, see if we could use septic. Like I said, we do it often. As I put in my, my letter, Dollar General employs 7 to 9, permanent people. It says a lot about Washburn when another national retailer wants to, come here and make a long-term, commitment. We would certainly design our septic system to where, in the event that sewer was ever brought to the property, we could tap into it, which we do, a number of different times. But, hopefully, since there isn't sewer or sewer main close, it wouldn't preclude us from, coming into Washburn. Happy to answer, any questions.
How big of a septic system are you talking about?
Well, it's a series of lateral fields. I don't have a specific, specs on it. Each kind of depends on soil also, how much it leaches and so forth. We have a engineer that designs that per property, per specific property. They come out and do, I think it's called a perk test
Right.
on the soil and so forth. And so make sure that we've got plenty of, capacity.
Where would you drain to?
It will drain, I think, behind the store. Yeah.
Be right along where Zara's drains to the south and home.
South, okay.
Okay,
To the south.
I look at your plan here, and, basically this would be what you're planning on buying, right?
Correct.
Well, there's not enough room there for a septic system, unless you would buy the rest of that. This is not enough room for a septic system, because you'd have to have your drain field and everything.
Yeah, so that might be an older plan, so it would come off the back and it would be, designed to where we would have plenty of room for our lateral fields. And again, it's all designed by, a licensed North Dakota engineer, so it's done, really well. We're such a small user of wastewater. In certain municipalities, we even do a holding tank that gets pumped twice a year. I mean, that's how,
Right.
we're not proposing that here, but we're just not users of water.
Yeah.
How far is it, Larry, to the city sewer over here?
Well, it's a ways. You know, there's a sewer behind, Dakota Farms. And there's also sewer over on Northgate. One of the problems I have is, you know, when Interbase put in, you know, their thing, you know, the city just basically told them, no way, you're not doing, you know, a septic system. You know, and I really don't want to get into, you know, allowing septic systems, because, you know, once you let one in, then the next person up there will go, well, then I should be able to put one in. You know, and unless it's, I guess my opinion is, unless it's not feasible to, you know, put a sewer main through that area, you know, I would have a tendency to not want to go with this septic system, you know.
I guess I'm gonna chime in a little bit too, to say, you know, we gotta look, I guess I look long-term. Yeah, sewer, you know, septic system might suffice in this case, but I gotta look long-term and say, okay, what, you know, 5 years, 10 years down the road, that business doesn't work out, who else takes over? It could be, you know, who knows, a manufacturing business, I don't know, I'm just throwing out scenarios. That is gonna be a much larger user, septic system would not suffice for that.
We
So,
would deed restrict
you
the
know.
property to, against any restaurant or high-capacity water user, that would be fine.
Yeah,
Keep it at
it's-
retail.
Where is Trustbucks drained?
They have a septic system right now.
So does West River.
Right. And those were put in, you know, years ago. In, what was it, 2006, 2007 is when, Sharesky put theirs in. I guess what I'm thinking is, it might be nice to, you know, have our engineer look in to see, you know, what the feasibility of a sewer main in there, you know, just by, you know, where the existing sewer lines are and what would need to be done to see. Because I know that some of those people that have those storage units, you know, they built them into shops. I know at least one would like to have water and sewer in it. You know, so, I mean, so what do you do, you know?
Maybe we can see if there's any funding available, you know, for something.
Well,
You know, for infrastructure, because that would be infrastructure, right?
Yeah, generally when you put stuff in, it's the users that pay for
Yeah,
water
but I
and
mean,
sewer.
if there's a
yeah.
grant or something.
Well, it's possible.
With, you know, if we could look into it, you know, let's
Well,
check
is
all
this,
options.
Eric, is this something, you know, I don't wanna get into the, you know, spending 50 hours of engineering here, but you guys deal enough with this, that you should be able to give us, you know, say, look at a couple, 3 hours of your time into this and give us some kind of an idea, just a wild guess. Okay, are we talking to do this infrastructure, to put in a water and sewer? You know, is it gonna cost us $250,000, $500,000?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can look at what we have for utilities in the area, and see if we have enough fall to get that sewer line extended out to where these guys want to develop. We can look into that.
Because I think, to me, it would make sense to look at that, kind of get an idea of what the cost is, and then maybe have a special meeting, whatever, open to the, you know, the property owners that this would affect, and see who's all interested. Maybe they, you know, they're willing to buy into this. I don't know. But it does affect everybody up there. I think it would make sense to have them give their
I
opinion on
like
it.
this idea about putting in a holding tank and haul it till we can afford or whatever we wanna do in this town.
Well,
It's gotta be from behind, it's gotta be close from that gas station. And then there ain't even pavement to back to where their property will be.
It's about 400 feet.
Yeah. there ain't no street removal, depending on where it is in the street, there ain't no pavement to tear up, there ain't nothing that we can tie in right behind that gas station somewhere. Where's their sewer go?
The gas station goes into,
Northgate?
yeah,
Front Ridge Road?
No, it goes behind, you know,
Yeah.
because it's behind, Dakota Farms, and, yeah, their line comes into that manhole there.
We would be willing to do holding tanks.
Yeah.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, that's, I am definitely against holding tanks, that's,
So how much more is the expense to put in, sewer line compared to your, septic system?
Over 150,000 more,
So what does a septic system cost?
about 20,000.
That sound about right?
Sounds
Eric?
about right, for 400 feet of sewer main. We're probably looking close to that, I don't know.
well, I mean, if the sewer main went in, I really don't think the whole cost would be borne by you. You know, I mean, generally, you get a district, you know, that it covers, correct?
If you guys wanna do a special assessment, then yeah, you could do
Right.
something like that.
Possibly, I mean, there's different ways of doing it, right?
Yep, and I'd have to get familiar with the other landowners that are around that area, and
Right.
who would be hooking up to it, and, you know.
Brian, you have some?
Well, I would be the landowner there. That's my building and property.
Right, right.
Well, and if it's, you know, if it's not us, it's gonna be
I didn't even
somebody,
know somebody was behind that damn chair.
you know, it's gonna be somebody else coming
Hi.
up and,
Yeah.
Thank you.
you know, hopefully, you don't wanna, you know, stymie growth because of sewer, right? You wanna continue to, you know, growth of your community and jobs and prosperity and everything else.
Well, we actually do, yeah, you know, the thing is though too, you know, I mean, I don't know what the future of your building is, Brian, you know, but if somebody would buy that and move into there.
I can answer you that. It's me or Chris. First thing I told him when he called on the phone, because he called after my parents passed, and I'm the one who answered the phone.
Okay.
And I straight up told him I wouldn't sell anything. I'd only sell the shop to Chris.
Okay,
So that's how we discussed the land.
but, you know, but who knows in the future, you know, what if somebody made you just a wonderful offer and, you know, they put something else in there, and then they needed an upgraded septic system, well, once again, you know, we're looking at the future here also.
I know. It'll be Chris, I promise you that.
You know,
He tried to buy the building. Jaggers tried to buy it back when I was in high school. There's many other people that tried to buy it, and we won't leave it out of the family. If I want to use it, Chris uses it. I won't kick my family from the street.
okay.
And we both know Chris isn't going anywhere.
Well, I think we should at least have our engineer look at it, and, do you?
I guess I don't wanna get to the point where I've seen in the past where, pardon my language, but the city's done shit half-assed.
Yeah.
And then we come back years later and pay for it. I don't wanna go down that road, you know, I'd rather, let's do it right the first time than have to do it twice the second time. So, you know, I'm not ruling anything out, but I think, you know.
When were you thinking on starting on this project?
Well, spring, you know, if we could.
So we have time to look into
Yeah, but if-
our options then?
Certainly, if you guys want to explore, you know, the cost of bringing sewer, you know, along that, and we contribute, you know, some share of that, we're all in for that.
Mhm.
But just us doing it, you know, we're out. It's
Now,
just-
I understand what you're saying there, absolutely. You know.
Is there water there too already?
Well, the water is on, Mercy behind Courtwood, I mean, there's a.
Right, but are we gonna have to put water into it too?
Yeah.
So
Well-
it's one of those.
Well, the water is, you know, they'd have to run the water line up, I mean, you can't tie in your water line, you have to, you know, tie in a separate one probably from behind Courtwood there. or-
Well, that's why I was wondering if we're gonna have a trench already going for water.
Well, you can't put them in the same trench anyway, so,
Well, I thought so far apart.
yeah, like 10 feet.
Yeah,
But-
well,
So, I think we should at least check into that, you know? You know what a ballpark figure might cost, just for a very, initial check into that? Are you talking a couple grand, you talking 10 grand.
You want me to give you a cost estimate on what it takes to do the sewer line, or you want me to tell you if it's feasible to get from where your nearest sewer is out to that
Well,
spot?
I kind of want to get an idea, I guess, to me, because you deal with this, you deal with, all this information, so you should be able to just look at a map, I would think, and say, okay, we're going to cover this section of the town, whatever it is, 5 blocks, we got to dig 2 trenches, whatever. Is it going to cost us, like you say, $250,000 to do this?
It would be 1 trench.
To do the crossing?
Water's already there.
Okay, the water's there, so
Well,
the
you
sewer.
had your initial estimate at about $190,000 for that 400-foot section of sewer
Yeah.
pipe. That's probably a good ballpark estimate right there. For 400 feet. That's a block long. Did they have any pavement replacement in that, you think?
No, I think we were born underneath the street.
You born the street?
So,
So I'd have to look into that, Colin, and I could give you a decent estimate. First thing I would do is I'd look to see where utilities are right now,
Right.
and see what it would take to get the extension to the property that he's proposing to build on. And then I'll make sure that we can actually get a gravity pipe to it, which I'm
Well, that's
thinking-
just it too,
I was thinking we could.
we don't want a lift station, that's for sure.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking we could do that, and then once I figure that out, then I'll look at the length of pipe, and I can get you a cost estimate, what I think the construction cost would be. That won't take me
Right, well, that's kind of what I'm looking at, is, I'm just throwing a fictitious number here, but say it's $250,000 to do this project, and you get with all the property owners, and there's a lot of interest, and you can divide that out, now it doesn't become that big of a negative,
Well, we have a property owner here, right? Would you be interested in putting sewer into Chris's place, or your place, I mean?
It would depend on what it costs. I mean, we already have a septic, it works.
Right.
West River has a septic, it works. Chersky's works. I mean, we run
It'll be
septic
hard to get
everywhere in
people to
town.
buy in
I
on-
think Hawkins is
Right.
on, are you guys on septic down there?
We are, yeah.
Yep.
Well, there's no sewer down there.
Yeah, I know, but there's no sewer at my place either.
But it's close.
Relative.
It's across the street, so, we're looking at the future,
So much.
yeah.
but if you put that sewer line in, where do you stop it, or what does that do for you in the future? I mean, would it eventually extend all the way, up the street and serve those businesses, or is it just to,
Well, I think the idea is to, cover that whole area there.
And there's really
Just do it once.
really no business past West River though. That's all just storage.
Yeah, people got shops up there, that, I know at least one of them would love to have water and sewer in his shop. And who knows, who knows how many others? I mean, who knows? There's really not, anything could happen. It could be anything, you don't know.
Do we have any control of them? If he puts a holding tank on his property, can we do anything about it?
Yes.
We can?
Well, why don't you let our engineer look into it and see what, even if it's feasible, and then if it's not feasible, well, it's a whole different ballgame, Because we don't want to put in lift stations, that's nothing but maintenance.
Yeah.
So, I guess what I'm looking at is if let's just say Dollar General fails, maybe somebody puts in a butcher business, meat cutting business, I mean, who knows, obviously a septic wouldn't handle that. Just throwing that out there, I mean, it could be a lot of things, you don't know.
You can deed it back to me, all the hype.
Well, and anybody that goes in Dollar General signs a 35-year lease, but anybody
Really?
that would go in after Dollar General was certainly gonna look at the viability of the property there. Say they were a big user of water, is there a big enough, water line? Is there a big enough sewer? Is there, enough electrical, HVAC or whatever to serve their business? And
Right.
yeah, it is or it isn't.
Not sure. And then there's one in Hazen too.
Well, let's check into that, and then, hopefully we can find that out, like, real soon.
Okay.
Yeah, Larry, if it's only 400 feet and there's no asphalt or concrete to be replaced, it shouldn't be.
Right.
I don't see how it could cost 200 or 170,000. I mean,
No,
but,
no.
you know, I would guess it'd be, you know, it could be up around that 100,000.
Right.
But I can look into it and see.
Right. Okay.
Check back with you guys in a couple of weeks, you think, or
Yeah, that'd be good.
after the first of the year? And
Let me, I know I should have your number, but what is your phone number again?
913-706-4745.
4745. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep in touch with you on that.
Okay, I'll give you a card number right now.
You do know though, right, that, you know, just, I think you guys got sent a letter, or somebody did, you know, it's gonna have to be a, replat of that area. And I think we'd also need a variance for parking, just, you know, by the plans that I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were informed of that, right?
I think my architect was.
Okay, yeah. Because that property's already, and the thing is that, as far as the replat, that property's already been split once, and according to our ordinance, you can only split once without replatting, so.
Okay.
And that was split when, West River bought, so.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so,
Yeah. Okay.
okay. All right, very good. Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Hopefully we
for
get something
taking
figured
time.
out before
Yeah.
too long here, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Enjoy everybody. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
luck on the raffle ticket. All right, liquor license for Riverboat Saloon. I move we approve the liquor license for the Riverboat Saloon. They have met all criteria, correct?
Yes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Marv?
Aye.
Aye.
Don? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Must have been deep in thought.
Yes, I was.
Okay. Okay, liquor license for Interbase. They meet the criteria?
They do.
I'll make a motion to approve the renewal of the liquor license for
Second.
Interbase. Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Marv?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'll make the motion for Captain's Cabin. Do they meet the requirements?
They do.
Second. Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Marv?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I will make the motion for the renewal for Bernardo Enterprises. Do they meet the requirements?
They do.
And taxes are up to date.
What is that anyways? I've never heard of it.
It's
83 Express.
83 Express.
New name?
No.
No, this
Nope,
is
just the liquor license is under, this enterprise.
Okay.
same thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
never heard
just-
of it.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Marv?
Aye. Aye.
Yes.
Yes. And I will make a motion to renew the liquor license for Super Pumper, and they are in compliance, correct?
They are.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Marv?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. And lastly, I will move to renew the liquor license for the American Legion. And sitting there also,
They are.
good.
Where is it? Is it in here?
American Legion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I gave a copy of their, drawing right there, because I had to attach it. I had to find another copy when they didn't have that when they brought the license in.
There it is. There.
So that comes back?
Go far enough.
Okay,
Okay, good.
discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Yes, okay. All right, so, next thing is, sales and use tax. We had a sales and use tax meeting, probably our last meeting, because, with the vote, it has changed. The home rule charter has changed, so the sales and use tax committee, as of the first of the year, will be no more. And then it'll be specifically divvied out the funds, which we will be getting into later, because we also have to change our ordinance. Okay, but anyway, the sales and use tax meeting, it was voted on and approved to recommend to the city that as of the end of the year, all the monies that are remaining in the economic development portion of the sales and use tax would be handed over to Washburn Light. And we're estimating that, well, there's like 26,426 right now. We're estimating maybe another 6,000-7,000 on top of that. And that will give them a nest egg to do what they need to do. And then from there, with the election, they get 10% of 1 cent, starting January 1st.
Something new?
It was in there. So you voted on it.
Okay.
Passed the vote. So, but the recommendation is to, give the remaining balance of the economic development to them for their economic and community development. So I'll make the motion that we approve that request.
We'll second.
Just to let you know, there's a lot of money in that fund, but, there's money has been kept out for, the 4 more years for the golf course. So that will stay in this fund just for that reason, but it's already been spoken for, so that's, we can't spend that on anything else, so. Okay. So we have a second, correct? Any other discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Marv?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Yes. Yes.
Now, after this is done, which is done, right, there's going to be no more board right now. So we have to wait to get that either in an election again, or it's just going to be in the city all the time now, that 2% tax deal.
What it'll be is 10% of 1 cent.
I mean, for a board, a voting board.
It'll be us.
It'll be us, okay, that's.
But it's still a separate fund. It doesn't go into the general fund.
Okay.
It still stays in sales and use tax, and we can't just spend it on anything we want. It's been spelled out what we can use it for.
Right.
So, okay.
I just want to make sure that there was no board, no more for that.
As of the first year, it'll be done.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Property buyback from county. Lot 1, 2, 3, Lot 20, original town site. It's Cooley. I don't think we want it. They own other Coolies in town.
Who does?
County.
County, okay.
Why would we want it?
How much are they?
Well, we can get it for $21, but why do we want it?
Why not? Part of the city.
Well, which Cooley is it?
Right up here.
What's $21?
I know, but then we pay taxes on it, and they don't.
How much is taxes on
Well,
it?
property taxes. I don't know how much it is.
On undeveloped land, what would that be?
Well, when specials come out, the city pays specials too. So, right? Yeah.
Who pays for this fire department burning them? Or is that-
We don't pay. They just do it.
It's a training.
I don't know why we would want this. We've refused stuff from them before.
So, They could sell it to somebody else then?
Yeah, somebody wants it. Nobody's gonna want it.
Well, as long as we don't let them fill it in, that's the only thing I ever worry about.
It's, yeah,
You know-
it's just a little corner of it out here, is what it is.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, just as long as somebody don't come in, decide to fill it in, because they're going to develop it or something like that.
Oh, it's.
How many coolies
it's
are
not
we
developed.
talking about, just one?
Yeah, it's just, it's, you know, it's right down here,
Yeah.
on the north side of the road.
Okay.
It's just, it's a very small area.
Who owns all the other coolies that we have?
We own some, county owns some, individuals own some. Okay, you know, I don't think we need to spend money on it, because,
I don't have a problem with $21, but I don't wanna pay taxes and specials on it.
right.
So, taxes probably ain't much, but specials.
Anyway, they offered it to us, I recommend we don't take it.
How much land are they talking about there?
It's not even enough to build on.
Okay, just wondering. Be a nice dump ground for the future or something.
No, it's right along the road.
Yeah, it's right in town.
I know, I'm just teasing.
So unless somebody thinks we should and make the motion, we'll just let that one drop.
Can we put a building on it?
No. It's not big enough for that. It's a coolie.
Larry, can we hunt turkeys on it?
The tree house down there, or what do you call it?
Paul's gonna be sitting outside his house with a frickin' blind shooting turkeys.
Okay. So everybody agrees we don't want it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, the next one is the first reading of ordinance 136A-2. And that is the ordinance establish and regulate sales and use tax under the Home Rule Charter of the City of Washburn. The Home Rule Charter has changed with the vote, okay? But we also need to change our ordinance to match the Home Rule Charter now. So we're going to read the part that's changed, okay? So what happened is it took out the Sales and Use Tax Committee, and it took out the 50% of 1 cent goes for economic development, 50% of 1 cent goes to, infrastructure, I think, and then 1 whole cent went for streets, which should be streets, water, and sewer. So now, it's changed to, all revenues raised and collected under this ordinance shall be dedicated only to community development, infrastructure, and economic development. All revenues shall be maintained in the fund known as the Washburn City and Use Tax Fund, separate and apart from all funds. Funds collected from the 2% sales and use tax shall be dispersed according to these specifications. 90% of 1 cent for community development, infrastructure, and capital expenditures. These funds may be used for the purchase of construction, operation, and maintenance of Washburn area capital improvements, including but not limited to street system, water system, sewer system, public safety improvements, park system improvements, and other projects which are deemed important for the betterment of the community. That was number one. Number two, 10% of 1 cent to the group Washburn Life for community and economic development projects enhancing the general welfare of the Washburn area, including but not limited to business and commerce expansion and retention and other projects in and outside the city limits, which will enhance the growth, maintenance, and development of the community of Washburn. Number three, 100% of 1 cent solely for the purpose of construction, operation, and maintenance of Washburn capital improvements, including street systems, or sewer operations and water systems of the community of Washburn. In the event that Washburn Life ceases to exist, any unexpended sales tax and use funds shall be remitted to the city of Washburn and placed in the general fund. The funds not dispersed each year shall accumulate in the sales and use tax fund and be allocated the following year or years in which justifiable projects warrant. And that was passed by a vote of the people. That covers everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we're just changing it from that committee to
Right.
the set.
So we need to approve the first reading, correct?
Correct.
So I will move that we approve the first reading of the Ordinance 136A-2 amendment.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
Question.
Yes.
I don't know why it's in here twice. We got 90% of 1 cent, and then we got 10% goes to Washburn Life, and then number 3, we got 100% of 1 cent. What's the same damn thing as the first one? Why did we list
We
it
have 2
twice?
cent tax.
2 cents.
We have 2
No,
cent
but why
tax.
not just do, 190% of,
Well,
1.9 cents for
because
two?
the 100% can only be for streets, sewer, and water. The other one can be for, like, say, park equipment, it can be for, pickups, it could be for loader, it could be for
Improvements.
whatever.
Yeah, whenever that 1 cent was
Area
passed, this
capital
last time it was
improvements.
passed for specifically that.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
And then because the 1 cent was already there,
Structure.
really the Sales and Use Tax Committee only had control over 1 cent. That other 1 cent, which you were just referring to, was put in there already
Okay.
Yeah.
for specifically that.
Do we wanna, on that first one, do we wanna have the word sewer and water in that one?
It is in there.
Well, it isn't.
No, but do we want that in there? Do we want, repeat that? Or do we want that, like, for more of the other stuff?
No.
Well, I would leave it in there.
Can't
just
change
as,
it.
We can't change it,
We
that's
can't
what
change
people
it.
voted on.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't change it.
I was just questioning why it was in there, kind of,
Right.
but yeah, I see.
Yeah, we can't
Okay.
change it. This is what it is.
Okay, I was just wondering.
So when we put this money into this fund, do we collect interest on it then from the bank?
Yes.
We do.
It's all, you can see the Sales and Use Tax, the 1105 account that's right there. It'll tell you what we get for interest every single month. It's all in the bank
Yeah,
statement
interest and stuff.
that I
Just
reconcile.
curious.
Yeah, but the thing is, we cannot take this money and pay our electric bill.
Right, right.
That's normal.
That's a no-no. So, can't be used for that. So,
But we can use it for sewer projects, right?
right.
On the one, and the other one can be for machinery or something else,
And it can
right?
also be
Yeah.
for a sewer project.
That
Yeah,
or,
right.
that's what I was
It's one
wondering. if-
infrastructure, right.
Okay.
So-
All right.
Okay, we had a second, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Any other discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. NRG contract?
Every year we've been using energy, I guess, 3 years now?
A year or two, yeah, a couple years, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
So we got our update from them as to what we would be paying, and our total monthly amounts would be $659.34, and it's all broken down with what our agreement is, our backup, our Office 365, and then our fire law.
You know, it seems like a lot of money, but NRG saved our butt when our computer crashed. If we wouldn't have had them, we'd have been screwed. And we just got them like right before it crashed.
I missed all that.
You missed all that. But otherwise, yeah, nobody would have wanted to work here because it would have been mess. But, yeah,
They have been helpful,
they're good.
too, when I've needed them.
For $7,000 a year, they ought to do something.
Yeah.
Overall, do you think it's worth it?
Yeah.
I do too, yeah. Like I said, I was here when that computer went down
If not, otherwise we'd have to find somebody else for IT stuff, because we have to have some kind of IT,
yeah.
unless we wanna.
Yeah. Full-time job, right? We'll make a motion to approve the NRG contract for 2021.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. What is the stuff on the next page?
I just have to send that back to them that if we wanna be billed monthly or annually,
Oh, okay.
and I'll sign it, that way, agree with the contract.
Okay. Annual continuing disclosure documents. CD, everybody thought was a money CD, but it's not.
We just have to say that we agree upon it, but I wanted you guys to look at it to make sure that
Okay,
you're in conjunction with all
It's
what we've
more-
done this year and
go ahead.
that we've reviewed it, that we looked at it, we agree with it.
Okay.
And being we had our meeting, I included it with there so that you guys could review it as well.
So it's more or less for our information, pretty much?
Yep,
or-
and just to make sure that you see what's been done or where they're at for the year in bonds, what we've done. That we agree with them.
Everything looks good to you?
Yeah,
These guys do a good job.
they do.
They do a really good job. Had them forever, for years, or, I think they switched names, but, yeah.
Yeah. They answer my dumb questions.
Do we need a motion on this?
I don't think so. I just kind of put it in there for you guys to review, just so that you could see it, be aware of
Yeah.
it. And just
Yeah.
say that I can just tell them back that we agree with it.
I'm gonna make a motion to accept the, continuing disclosure document from Collier Securities.
No second.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
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 Yes.
Yes. Hey, this is good. I don't have to call on you guys all the time. Okay, extraterritorial building permits. The county asked, if we wanted them to take over the extraterritorial building permits. Basically what that is, I don't know if it's a half mile or a mile out of town, the
Not around here.
the city has the right to take over the building permits. Quite honestly, it's a pain in the butt, The county, they actually go out and they, not only do they, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, but they go in later and they check to make sure that, the building specs are there and, what it's valued at and all that stuff. It just takes the burden off us, and I'm sure the office would love to get rid of those.
Yeah.
Because they're
I'd be
more of a
fine with
pain
it.
than anything, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So they said they would take that over for us if we wanted them to, but we need a motion to do it.
How many, do we get in a year on that?
I think this year we've only had 2, because there was a new build out there. One came in and applied for one, never came and got the building permit, and I do believe they've done work out there. So.
Right.
And they caught that when they went out there and drove around and looked, because I had a phone call about it. So if they're gonna go out there and make the rounds to see it, and they might as well have them.
And really, the amount of money that we make off this is peanuts, really. What?
Yeah,
couple
unless
hundred
a
bucks.
whole big expansion goes out there, but
I sure understand. We gotta go, if you wanna build something in the city, we go to the county now? Is this what we're talking?
No, outside the city.
What do we got to do it outside anyway?
Well, some stupid legislature thing. The city has extraterritorial rights, like it's either half a mile or a mile out.
It's a
And it's
mile.
more of a pain than anything.
I brought 2 properties outside of the city limits, so I don't have to deal with you guys no more.
Do they go by our building code, or we go by the county code?
They go by theirs.
We go by theirs, so it don't...
Well, I don't know, but I don't know. They go by theirs, we go by ours.
Well,
I don't know if they're different or not.
They're the same or different.
I don't know.
That would be the only question, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know. But, I think our office help would like this. I think it makes sense. Correct? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah. All we need is a motion to do it, and the county's fine doing it, so. They
Well,
actually approached me about it because, like I said, they're the ones that go out and, like that one you were talking about, they actually did work out there without, a permit, and, county caught them at it, so, we don't drive out there and look at that stuff. So,
Well, I make a motion that we turn over the
extraterritorial.
extraterritorial building permits back to the county.
second it, I guess.
Further discussion?
Yeah, I'd just like to know, who they're going, what they're going to go by.
They follow like the state code, is what they go by.
Yeah, and that's what I'm assuming that we should be going by.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, just so that we're not expecting something to be done.
The thing is, we don't tell people how to build their thing. This is just permitting process, is what it is,
Okay, so it's just permitting.
It's just permitting, I mean, people have to hire their contractors and, do their own thing, and then, just make sure that they,
Because
follow the rules.
even assuming that somebody in this area, if you wanna build something, they'd go to the county rather than come here, and then it comes to us, not wasting, but taking up the city's time, if it's planning and zoning maybe, might have to go through them probably.
Yeah, we would go through the...
I just don't want it slipping in between,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that I worry about.
No, and then, and then if somebody comes in for something, until they get it figured out, they'll just send it to the county.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are you gonna get a hold of Ryan, or do you want me to, or?
I can talk to Ryan tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Are you done writing, or are you writing yet? I'll give you a minute.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Garbage rates. So apparently per contract, in years 3, 4, 5, the garbage rate goes up. Did you check into that at all?
I did. So I pulled out the contract that was signed from 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a little bit different than what we initially signed for years 1 and 2, and then years 3, 4, and 5. And I contacted Trina with Circle, and she had sent me a letter that she must have sent out in November of last year, saying that the city landfill rates were going up. So that is the discrepancy between what we initially signed in 2018 and to what our rates are at now. And she resent me that letter that she had mailed out in November of last year, because I didn't have a copy of it. So their landfill rates are going up, which is in turn causing ours to go up. So this new projected one is going to be $16.55 per resident per month, and a second tote will cost an additional fee of $5.05. On our end for the city, this needs to change. We are way too low charging for our second and third totes.
What do we charge for one tote? Do you know?
$17.55 or $17 is what our garbage rate right now. I think it's $17.55 is what our garbage
So we're
rate.
like $1 over.
Yeah, and that's what comes with our one tote. Now, where this got dropped because last year it was supposed to be, I think, $4.50, $4.55. Our second totes are only at $3.
Yeah.
So we have got, those
we
got to
need
go up to match, because we're losing money from
Right.
what we're paying.
So it looks to me like their rates have gone up 50 cents for one tote, and then 50 cents for additional tote, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
But then, we got to have our little bit in there too, because we're losing money. So you said right now for a single tote we're charging
$17.55.
$17.55.
Or maybe it's a flat 7. I can't think right on my.
If it's got anything to do with this, it just says 17.
Okay, so it is.
Well,
No,
that's
this,
Yeah.
this is.
No, so
their-
we're $17.55.
We are $17.55 right now?
16 is just even 5.
No, we're talking about what we charge.
Oh,
I think we were $1 more, or maybe it was 50.
So, were we $1.50 more? Because this went up, so.
Yours-
Can we find out what that is real quick to make sure?
I know the second tote's only $3.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Do you know if we pay for the replacement totes or
They do.
they do? Because they are breaking up, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I fixed my own. Mine had a big split now, so I took a bunch of,
Mine's all split too.
I took a bunch of, it was the whole top and everything, so I took a bunch of metal and I riveted it in a couple different
How did it
spots.
get broke?
Well,
What's
if you ever
cold?
watch, they come in and they don't grab it like this and flip it, they squeeze it, so
Yeah,
when
squeeze
she's
it.
cold,
Yeah, right.
she shatters.
Yeah,
I fixed my wheels already.
Yeah. So,
Wheels were locking up.
so it's one of those, we need to get into the,
Yeah.
changing them out, so.
I hope we get better garbage service next year than we have had this year.
Really?
You're having trouble?
Well, 3 times. Didn't empty my cans.
You have them out there?
Well, you know, I told Chelsea about it. They only emptied half my can one day, left about 30 pounds of stuff in there.
Was it stuck in there? It must have been stuck in there, huh?
No, I went in there and it was loose. They just didn't empty the can.
Yeah, but all they do is flip it. If it don't come out, it stays in.
Yeah, I know.
That's all.
I had
following
one,
weekend,
I had
stuff
one
in there.
time where it was kind of stuffed in there, and, but they took it out next time.
I had some boxes the second time, and they don't shake it enough. They just do one time, dump it in, and got stuck again.
I thought they used to have a camera on top there, they can
$17.55.
see.
It is, so I was right.
Okay,
That's what
and
we're-
then
that's what
our,
we're charging?
Yes, that's our base rate for garbage.
okay, and then our totes are, extra tote is
An extra total is only $3.
$3. So what do we wanna raise them to then?
Well, an extra tote for next year, they're charging at least $5.05, so we need to,
$6?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, $6 on that?
Make it even buck. Yeah, I mean, 605? To me, that ain't that much.
So what would a third tote cost then if you're charging?
It would be another $6.
Would be.
Each extra tote is that.
Because I always thought they gave a discount on you had more than 2 totes.
Well, yeah, but you're not paying the $16.55 per tote.
So I know. He's laughing like heck in there.
Well, you know, the thing is, so we were making like $1.
Well, what, not to interrupt you, but, so we're going up to 1655. What is our?
They're
current
going
cost?
up to 16.
They're going up, yes.
So we need to decide,
So if we're at,
so
but I mean, what was they're gonna go up to 1655. What's
we were
our current
$1.50
cost?
more.
they're going up 50 cents.
So then we should
we
take
were
our base rate.
$1.50 more,
Yep.
so we should go to
1805.
$18.05 then,
Right.
for the base rate. And commercial, we don't do commercial, right? They bill that themselves, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So,
And the extra tote should be $6 for each additional tote over the first, right? Or 605? 605. Yeah, way to round it up, maybe even dollar increase, that's what I was thinking.
well, $1 over them.
Yeah, dollar over them, yeah.
Yeah, not $1 over what we've been charging.
No, but we've been losing money
Yeah.
on that.
So where does that money come out of? The general fund then?
No, people pay that.
I mean, we're losing money on the second tote.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, and then plus we make a little bit on the first tote, but yeah. But then,
We're just breaking even then.
so we wanna go to $6 on the second tote, what do you wanna do? Or do you wanna go to like 605, what do you wanna do?
605?
605?
Yeah.
That we won't lose any money.
So we're making like $1.50 on the first one and then $1 on each additional.
Yeah.
There aren't that many second totes, I don't think, is there? Maybe there is, I don't know, second or third totes,
There's a handful,
but, okay.
at least.
So we'll need a motion on this.
I make a motion that we increase the, single container rate to 1805?
1805.
1805. And the second tote, an increase to 605.
Any additional totes?
Any additional totes,
Right,
yes. per
not
tote.
just second, any different, okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. And this will be effective January 1st?
Yes, effective January 1st, yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Colin?
Aye.
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 Yes.
Yes. Okay. really not that much money.
Cheap compared to visible.
I'm sure it is.
Just not to,
Go
I
ahead.
guess just looking at this, these other commercial rates, did anything change there?
We don't do anything with commercial.
Oh, that's.
We just,
that's-
yeah, we're just a
that's-
residential, all
right.
commercial has their own, they
Right.
get billed directly
Yep.
to them to pay their
How come we
dumpsters.
skipped over that memorial lights or whatever?
The locks, the doors.
Yep, Bruce came in this morning and said that he wasn't gonna be in here, so we crossed him off the agenda.
Yeah, forgot to mention that. Okay, good question though. Okay, 2021 commission meeting dates. She gave us a list here. Excuse me.
It's on the,
Oh, it's on the computer. So, we have a meeting listed as October 11th, but the final budget is due on October 10th?
I'd left it that way just because I followed all the second Mondays.
Okay.
If we wanted to change that, so we didn't have to call a special meeting, we can change that to a different Monday in October, but I just left it all the second Monday.
Because, yeah, because we need to, somewhere in there, we need the, let's see, what is it,
So our meeting August 9th would be in time to approve our preliminary budget, because that's due August 10th.
right,
And then our final budget's due October 10th. Our
Okay.
meeting would be the 11th, but we can move that date if we want.
right, but we have to have a thing for the people to come, a meeting for that.
Yeah, we
And
set the public hearing.
a public hearing, but doesn't that have to be a certain,
After September 7th and before October 7th.
oh, okay.
We just
so-
set that
So the
whenever
September
we-
13th meeting would work for that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I
Can't
knew it
be-
had to be somewhere.
Yep, it can't be before September 7th.
Okay, that was my question, okay. So, you know, we're probably just gonna end up calling a special meeting for the budget, which would be fine,
Okay.
I think. You know, just kinda leave these as they are, I think. What does anybody think about having our meetings earlier?
I'm okay with 6 AM.
well, I'm usually up at 4.
I'm still sleeping until 10, so.
I thought of that too, Larry, but, you know, Mike works and you and I don't.
I work all the time, man.
Yeah, any sooner would put me in a bind, basically. Because I usually working till either 5 or 5:30.
Yeah, but it's not like it's a
Like,
day, you know, but yeah.
I was thinking about making it later,
That ain't happening.
8 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that ain't happening. So you wanna leave it at 6:30 then?
If possible. You know, I'd appreciate, you know, the way it is.
All right.
You know,
Yeah, we agree with you. Sometimes.
All right. Okay. So we need a motion to approve these dates. Does anybody have any conflict with these dates? I guess another thing too is do we want 2 meetings in, the summer? You know, a lot of times we did that because we usually have projects going.
we get out of here quicker when there's 2 meetings in the
That's
summer.
true. That's true.
That way we have one for dedicated for bills and then.
That's true.
I don't think that's a big deal.
I think you should just, if we need one, we'll call one. I
Special.
don't think we should make a schedule. Right, Adam?
Paying for me to do 2 meetings, that's my,
It's your fishing time?
that's my playtime, man. You're taking that away from me.
Just call it in. Phone it in.
3
from the
days
lake.
out of the year is your playtime.
Yeah. We can do virtual meetings, why don't we just call from our,
There you go.
lawnmower or whatever.
We're taking you away from your honey-do list.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do?
Call a special meeting if we need to.
I would say based on the length of the agenda,
Yeah.
if a second meeting is required, let's have it.
One meeting a month,
Then don't need it.
it'd be great by me.
What did you just say?
Based on the length of
What-
the agenda.
What it sounded like is you want to meet.
No,
That's what it sounded.
no.
Go ahead.
If Chelsea makes the agenda, and if she says this thing is gonna go till 10 o'clock, then we can split it up and call for a second meeting. If it's 5 items on the agenda, we would do one meeting.
Okay, Chelsea, what would you like, because it affects you a lot? You want 1 or 2?
I'd rather just do one and be here for 3 hours versus splitting up 2 nights to be here for an hour and a half, if we don't need to be. Only just based on last summer, I didn't feel that second meeting was all the time needed.
Right. So.
But I can see for projects and when we're busy and we got stuff going on where it would be needed.
Can we, okay, can we just leave these dates in there and put tentative? So if we did have something that needed it, I mean, is date set already, or can't you?
I would rather not. I would just soon have a set schedule. If we need to add one later, we can.
It's the people, when they see these dates, they can kind of plan ahead.
That's right.
If it's not there, then they can plan for the next available time. So I like that, you know,
Right.
take the dates out of there.
Another thing in the summer, and it just came into my head is, you know, when people do building permits and stuff like that, if they need like a variance and stuff like that, the second meeting, instead of, you know, waiting 30 days, they wait 2 weeks, you know, and that's,
Because we meet the off weeks of planning and zoning when they meet.
right.
Improper planning on their part doesn't
I know,
constitute
I
an
know.
emergency on our part.
All right, but you know, you can't pound it in their head, you know.
They're all under the plan.
And I don't wanna, you know, call a special meeting just to approve a variance, you know what I mean? Cause then it kinda defeats the purpose. Somebody make a motion, however you wanna do it. I'm fine either way.
Leave it the way it is. I'll make a motion to leave it the way it is. And call a special meeting if we need to.
Yeah, 3 meetings a month is fine with me too.
Okay, so leave it so that there's
You
2
said-
meetings in the
You
summer.
said leave it the way it is, so 2 meetings a month, or as in 1 meeting a month?
There's only
There's 2 meetings.
There's two
No, they're in there.
May, June,
May, June,
June,
July,
July.
and August, there's,
there's 2 meetings.
No, we only have one this year, right?
No.
Tentatively?
no.
No, in
Well,
summer
you
we had
were-
2.
you just-
Yeah,
But
we
you
didn't
came
get-
in June.
We didn't get
But July and
elected till
August
June.
we had,
I know, we only have one scheduled meeting a month, unless we called a special meeting.
no, we had 2.
It's been this way for quite a while, been quite a few years. 2 meetings in the summer, like
Where's the
4
sheet
months in
from
the
last
summer.
year?
It's hanging up on
One
the
every
wall.
month.
There was 2.
There's
There
2.
was
Well,
two.
right there.
Oh yeah, there's
Right there.
one on there.
The circle, there's May, June, July, August.
Sure. Just leave it like
You
it
need a
is.
chiropractor.
You wanna amend your
Did you
motion?
hear that?
I heard that clear over here.
Forget my emotion.
I still can't find.
Make a
it.
new one now.
So you retract that motion?
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion that we accept this as written. You can vote it down if you want. Do we have a second?
January, February, and
I can't
March,
find it
and
online.
April. Now, April's got 2.
No, April 12th is the Board of Equalization.
Okay.
And then April 12th, we got a meeting, then May 10th, May 24th.
Do we have a second?
June 14th.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Get some new chairs.
Okay, discussion. If you don't want it, just say, I don't like it, I mean, whatever. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? Colin?
No,
Mike?
Aye.
Don?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess you three are gonna be at your meeting all by yourselves.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's the way we were before there for quite a while, right?
Well, Chelsea won't be here either, by the way. That doesn't even-
Well, that's all right, we have Erica.
Yes, you- So,
So that's the schedule, and I'll be at 6:30, okay?
We'll go down the boat. No,
I didn't quite catch that?
Going on a 3-month honeymoon?
actually, I'm gonna be at the
Okay.
meeting. I'll go to the meeting, but I'm gonna be here at 5:30. And if nobody's here, sayonara. You're on your own.
Blame Mike.
My-
City employee reviews and raises.
We did the reviews, Don and I did. I kinda filled Mike in, because he's gonna be the new incoming HR person after the first of the year, so, reviews went well. We discussed cost of living and performance raises. So what I did, across the board, we did a 2% cost of living raise, averaged it. And what that averaged it for each employee, so that amounted to a 45-cent per hour cost of living raise for each individual. And then we went through, employee at a time, looked at their performance, how they're doing, decided on a wage for them. So going down the list, Julie, was it $18.50, just a cost of living raise there, to take her to $18.95. Erica is currently at
Didn't we change hers to,
Well, we talked about it, and this is just as proposed, so.
didn't we talk to her taking up the 20?
Well,
we,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
let's
Yep,
see what he
okay.
does, and then we'll have a discussion
Yep,
on
we
it. How's
can
that, okay?
discuss it afterwards, yep.
Okay, sorry, yeah,
So that was.
otherwise it gets confusing.
Julie. So
not
Erica
confused.
is currently at 16, with the cost of living raise and a performance raise. I feel, Don and I felt we should take her to 18. Lee is currently at 21, with the cost of living and performance increase, he will go to 23.45. Adam, currently at 30.92. With the cost of living and performance, he will go to 33. And Chelsea currently is at $25 an hour, with the 45-cent cost of living raise, and the performance raise will go to $28 an hour. Now, with that being said, if anybody feels that that's too much, just let me know, we can always take you back down. Not a problem.
Who is Julie?
The cleaning lady.
Cleaning lady.
For the hall and,
For the hall
and the library.
Yeah, the water plant, library, memorial hall, and city office. Yes.
Okay, now discussion?
Go ahead, Colin.
When we did, like I say, when Don and I talked about salary, wage increases, that was just when him and I were writing the reviews. Once we did the reviews, we brought this up, mentioned it with the employee, what we were anticipating for increases. Julie requests, she thought she should be up closer to 20. I just said we'd review it at the commission and let them decide how we want to do it. I look at it not as just, again, she got a cost of living raise, but, again, some of the feedback I've heard, I don't know that, there's a lot of, to drive the performance up, to $20, I just don't know. So I'll get some input
What was
from
her
you guys.
total number gonna be?
From 1850 to 1895.
Yeah, and then we talked about changing her reporting person to Chelsea.
Sorry, changing what?
Changing her reporting
yeah.
person
She will,
to Chelsea.
going
She does
forward,
everything
she will
through her.
report to Chelsea.
Right.
Right. We wanted to streamline down to one person rather than having 10 people tell her what to do.
So, like I say, this is as proposed,
You know, last year Julie got $1.81 an hour raise, and honestly, I should say the amount of hours have dropped, you know, to like one, basically all through the summer until like maybe this last month. She's only been putting in a few hours a week.
just to, and not to, you know, persuade anybody different, but on her case, you know, there has been less activities at the Memorial Hall, which we all know with everything that's been going on. You know, I haven't tracked it, but I'm guessing there's less activities throughout the summer that have been there or not.
Yeah, there were.
You know, so
less activities.
not as much activity, not as much cleaning. So I can see to some degree with that, yes.
But a lot of construction.
Yeah, construction, and I
Yeah.
do know she had some, I think it was her dad, had
dad
some health
got sick.
concerns, she was dealing with that, which I understand, you know, that's not a problem. But
Right. I mean, I get that, but, you know, I think a performance raise is to, when you show, you know, that you go above and beyond. And I don't think that's happened, quite honestly. So,
Well-
I would be in favor of leaving it at just the cost of living.
Well, we talked about that too, and she didn't have any initiative to do any additional cleaning because there's areas that need cleaning besides the memorial building. And she didn't ask to clean, like, stuff in here still could be cleaned. The stains on the floor could have been cleaned, we talked about that. But there was no initiative there to do this additional stuff. Now with her reporting to her, maybe something will pick up, but the initiative wasn't there, is what we talked about.
Well, that's what I feel that, you know, okay, if, you know, make this change to where she will have a, you know, go to Chelsea for that. Now, if next year, you know, we see some definite, you know, motivation, you know, and definitely increase in performance, we'll address that next year, is my thought.
Right.
What I've had to do, I asked her for her flooring people that would work with the floor so we could work on the Memorial Hall floor, and I still haven't heard back from it. So it's one of those, I'd like a little bit better communication now.
So with that, Mike, not to get off subject, but now, in this case, what I would do is direct that to Chelsea.
Right, yep.
That way she
Yep.
doesn't have, you know, like a lot of this.
Exactly.
And it's, as I said, with a commission, it's hard because you got
Right,
five different
exactly.
people pulling at you.
But then again, we want the Legion, if they got stuff that needs cleaning in for the Legion, that needs to be directed to Chelsea too, so she can direct
Correct.
Julie for cleaning and not have other people telling her what to do contrary to what Chelsea maybe has for her to do.
Yep. Any other discussion?
It seems like each building should have somebody to tell her. Chelsea, how often do you go to the Memorial Building and check on it, or the water plant?
Adam's at the water plant every day. I go to the hall, I unlock it every morning. Not every morning do I do a walkthrough, but frequently I walk through it to make sure.
Plus, we can tell Chelsea stuff also, and so can the league.
I never go to the library, I guess,
I mean,
but
if there's something that I see at the water plant, or Mike sees at Memorial Hall, that's fine, but we need to funnel that through Chelsea.
Right.
Not everybody just come at Julie or, you know.
I don't really know who this lady is, but if she's doing any kind of a job at this day and age, good luck finding somebody that'll do better. You don't want to scare her off.
We have people that have already said they would be interested in it, but we're not gonna, you know.
But, you know, when we talked to her, Cullen and I both agreed that there's a lot of areas that she could have worked at to get more time in than what she actually is doing.
Right, absolutely.
And we told her there was no limit on if she put in 10, 20 hours a week doing cleaning, that's no problem with us, because
Right.
the areas need to be cleaned.
Right.
And that's what we told her, and her hours, according to what the list said, they were going down, but you can't tell me that we got 5 buildings that need cleaning, that you only put in 2 hours a week. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous, you know?
Okay. Any other discussion on that? On anybody else? And I think what you proposed is pretty decent.
So, yeah, so I guess I make a motion that we, approve the employee wages as stated.
1845 for Julie then, correct?
1895.
95, okay.
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. I think we've had enough discussion. Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Yes.
Now, as we're talking about this, I do like to go through Chelsea, even if she needs to talk to Adam so the office knows, you know, so I don't have to call Adam and tell him to do something. I like to funnel some of that information through Chelsea too.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
so it's easier, because it gets so bad, you talk to somebody and Chelsea don't know what's going on.
Right.
It's a
We need a
little-
central point. is
Yeah,
what I'm
just a
saying.
central point.
Exactly.
You know.
That's kind of common with her. Sorry.
Okay, let's put the sun around.
All right, let's move on. City employee Christmas gifts. Come up with something on that?
What's that? Oh,
Christmas gifts?
I never even, well, hey, what do we normally do there? We do like the.
City bucks?
Last year, full-time employees got $100 in Washburn bucks, and part-time employees got 50.
Okay.
I don't know, there's different things that you've said in the past, but
Yeah. Been Washburn bucks for like 5 years now, or 4 years.
you wanted another coat though, right?
No, I don't want another coat or anything.
How about a cake?
A hat.
You know, when I worked here, we were lucky if we got a turkey.
Turkey? What I would like to see probably is the same thing. I don't have an issue with the, you know, the Washburn bucks if that works for everybody. Kind of a Shields gift card myself, but I realize that we're Washburn, so we
you
should
know,
spend it here.
I like the idea with the turkey.
So what I would propose that, really, we got, what, 2 part-time people?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like to probably propose we do again the $100 Washburn for the full-time. $50 for the part-time. And somebody go to Krause's and buy a turkey for each part-time and full-time employee.
How about turkey or ham?
Turkey or ham, yeah. Whatever is their choice, preference.
Yeah.
I'll second that, if you're done with your
I'm
motion.
done.
Well, I suggest that the 5 board members get something too then.
All right.
1 meeting a month would be good.
He wants that turkey, don't he?
You're getting a raise, man.
I know, I'm just teasing.
Any other discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Yes.
Yes. Okay, now, we're not buying like 25-pound turkeys, okay? You know, it's within reason.
Oh, okay.
We'll go out in the coulee and
You go shoot us one?
I'd rather have a wild one anyway, but,
Yeah.
I prefer a ham, so.
I have
yeah.
4 of them in my freezer this year.
I'll shoot them, you pick them up from there.
You have 4 turkeys?
Yeah. We shot turkeys in Montana this year.
You're gonna sell me one? We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Christmas ad, Leader News. I
Yeah.
have been against this for years because I don't know why the taxpayers should, or why we should spend taxpayer money to wish the taxpayer a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's my opinion.
How much is it?
What,
$46.50.
why don't we just send that out with the snowplow thing or the sidewalk, with a little Merry Christmas thing in there? That's my thought.
Yeah, we just got that snowplow.
Or the garbage, yeah, water bill or something.
Did they
I turned on the
put up the
average.
light, the
Hmm?
Christmas wreaths on the power poles?
Yeah, we had to hire that done, I think, so.
Somebody fall off the front end loader, you're gonna thank me for.
Anyway, so we're on the ad, hold on, we're on the ad. So, does anybody want to make a motion for the ad, or do we just forget it? I think we give the leader plenty of money the way it is.
Yeah, I don't.
I make a motion, we stop the
Put it
ad.
on the access channel.
You make a motion, we don't do the ad?
Yep, don't do the ad.
Well, I don't think we don't need to make a motion to
Well-
not do something.
We have a motion, so he can either rescind his motion, or we can have a second and not vote it, or we don't get a second, so. He already made a motion, so we got to
I'll second it.
do it, okay. So a motion and a second, and that's to not go with an ad. Okay. So, any discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yes, yes, okay, no ads. Perfect. Okay.
There, we saved $46, now we can buy that Kool-Aid.
Buy your turkey, turkey for everybody here.
Yeah, you can go harvest your turkey.
The man, Eric.
Hello, hello.
You were waiting there a long time.
How come we always make you go last?
I don't know, he likes being here.
You know
I like-
what?
I like
He
to,
likes us.
I like to hear the news that's going on.
You know, there's been a couple times where I put him on right away, but he stays for the whole meeting anyway. So,
You must live a sheltered life.
Yeah, I don't have enough stuff to do.
yeah, you don't have any kids or anything, so yeah, okay. Okay.
Well, I will update you guys. I sent out the update today, so sorry I didn't get that out earlier to you, but, just a few things on there. Nothing new from Blue Flint Ethanol. I don't know if you guys have heard anything different.
Weren't they supposed to be making a decision on that?
They were supposed to be, and I talked to Corey about it this week, and he said they have not come to any decision and probably won't expect them to until into next year.
Okay.
So I'll keep checking in on it and I'll let you guys know what I know, but at this point, nothing's changed since last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I heard is they're gonna make a decision on the plant this month, and nothing's come out on that yet.
Okay.
That's my latest email I got.
Okay.
You know, and just for everybody here, you know, we're really hoping that, you know, something gets decided with Blue Flint, because, you know, we have these grants that, you know, we're gonna lose if, you know, for this water intake, if, you know, something doesn't change here.
Well, this coming spring, I'll have to apply for an extension to hold
Yeah.
the money, keep holding the money
Right.
that we already
So,
have.
okay.
Yep.
All right.
I did talk to Adam this morning a little bit about the intake. It's been in good shape. It's better than what it has been. They have raised levels on the Garrison releases. It's up to about 16,000 CFS now, so that's better news for us. So good news there. Some of you guys in the room were part of the GIS update stuff, the training. Dan came out here from Grand Forks and did the training with you guys. Pretty good training?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, from what I talked to Dan, he said the computers have been set up with the ArcGIS online and iPad, and you guys got to do some hands-on training that day. I think it was the first day of December he was out here, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, December 1st, I think it was, but. yeah,
how is
was
it
nice.
working on your computer so far? Pretty
It's
good?
nice. I haven't played with it a whole lot, but I have used it to go look up some stuff, even if it's just for finding parcel numbers or whatever, but I like it.
Well, just for like an example, like this Dollar General thing, it'd be perfect
Yeah.
use of the GIS to go
Right.
see where you're at on there, and you know,
make some quick determinations on things if you have to, so. Have you had a chance to use any equipment to go shoot any?
We haven't,
something
we
yet?
just did, during the training, we did a few, but
Okay.
otherwise, there's a lot of stuff to do. Spring and summer will be pretty busy, I think, with that.
Okay.
So, question on that. Now, you had some training early December. If you let this lay until March, April, are you gonna know how to get back into this and use this information?
I will, yes.
Sure. I just want to, it's one of them where that's why I'd like to see if you can, get you and Lee doing some of this, just at least, every couple of weeks, just do a couple here and there, just so you kind of stay in the groove of it.
The easy ones.
And Dan did say that, I think there's still money on the budget for that project, so if Dan needs to get on and troubleshoot anything with you guys, or do another quick class, he could probably do that, so I don't think we've spent all the budget on that, so that's another option too.
You darn engineers, you're trying to spend all our money.
Well, right now you're under budget, so
Well,
that's a
that's
good
good,
thing.
that's good.
It's a good thing.
It's first.
Come on now. So that was good. And thanks for your guys' participation in that and getting it sent up. I know we had to reschedule it once, but yeah, it was good. The other thing is Prairie Dog funding, and have you heard any news on that?
Yes,
at all?
and we did receive that. We did.
Oh, you
get-
already did? Okay.
Yes.
Good.
I got an email today from the League of Cities, someone through that, and we have to report our funding on it and how we spend it by 2022. And it has to be used for specific things, but we did get $125,000 for that.
Now, is that a year or biennial?
That's just for this biennium, and this was the first bucket on the Prairie Dog funding. So, from what I understand, and I have to go back and look, but they fill up the first bucket, and that gives the first distribution to the different size cities. And Washburn was on that first distribution because you're a city that's over 1,000 people in population.
Correct.
Okay, so now that first bucket was filled and dispersed to the largest towns, the medium-sized towns, and smaller towns, which is Washburn. So there's like 1,000 and above, and then like 5,000 and above, and then like 15,000 and above, or whatever the different sized towns were. So now this next bucket will start to fill with the oil tax revenue, and once that gets full, then they'll redistribute money again. And I'm not sure if Washburn gets another 125,000 or what it is, but that's it was a little bit late on getting awarded to everybody, but of course, oil revenues have been way down this year, so.
Right.
Tell me about it.
But still, 125, that's pretty good money.
And
Money for a sewer project.
Well, I was thinking more of a water project.
And just a reminder with the money is it can't be used on to pay down debt or anything. It has to be on essential infrastructure projects, whether you're going to be building new infrastructure or replacing water, sewer, streets.
Now, you said
Can we use it for
debt.
equipment?
I would have to read into that more, talk to Abby on that.
Basically, equipment is infrastructure.
Yeah, we have a.
Yeah, bring that up, that'll get brought up.
We have it. I have the email of a lot of the things that
Oh, okay. We can
it
check into that.
can be listed as. We just have to track it and report how it's.
Sure.
We use the funds by November of 2022.
Oh, okay, good.
So 2 years.
Now, you said we can't use it on debt, but can we use it going forward to make a debt? Like with the water intake, where we send X amount of dollars that we expect over the next few years into that project?
I
Can that
would
be
say
done?
if the contract is not signed on an intake project, then you can allocate those funds to it. If you have already taken out a loan and if that loan's existing already, then I don't think you can. So since you haven't done anything with the intake as far as construction goes, this money that you have now allocated to you, I think you would be able to spend it on it. So this money could go towards the intake if you wanted to do that.
Right.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, just,
Right. All helps.
well, we just, yeah.
Okay, we don't have to decide that right now.
No.
So, got a couple.
Okay, that's all I got, you guys, unless you have questions for me. Okay.
No, thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Mr. Severson.
I really don't have anything water related. I know we got new tires on the maintainer, motor grader.
Did we keep the old ones?
One, I believe it was one.
Kept one for a spare.
One for spare. Design changed, but they seem to be.
They look like good tires.
Very, very good on snow and ice. I don't know if you're gonna bring that up, or if you want me to bring it up. Adam?
Sorry?
Did we get some information on from John Deere and loader?
Yes.
Yeah, well, and you can bring it up whenever, I just wasn't
Okay,
sure if.
yeah, we
So
got
he's
it.
got some information there, just because you know that the Sendum machinery is no longer in Bismarck, so, or it's getting our loader service locally, that's gone now, they got to come out of Fargo. We've had some issues here last month or so getting.
Yeah, and that we pay
service.
mileage on that, yeah.
Yeah, I know, it just took forever to get the damn thing repaired, so.
Yeah.
I think we need to look at other options here. for the next year. That's all I got.
Okay, Marvin?
One of the EMTs questioned me, I guess this has been brought up every year. There's like 4 major EMTs. Gail Hendrickson asked me if whoever cleans the snow, if they can take a little more time to make sure we don't block the EMTs in.
Meaning at their own houses, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I don't know, I mean, we use the snow gate, I mean, what more are you gonna do? You know, that's why we have the gate. You know, I think we try and use it equally for everybody.
Yeah.
I will say they've done a good job this year of not blocking them in.
Well, they do a good job every year, but they just wanted me to bring it up to, maybe you gotta make a little effort for them 4 people, the main EMTs.
And who are they? You know, I mean.
Gail, and there's some Ritterath, Mark Lelm, I don't know if that has anything to do with him.
Well, I know that one time I think they asked if they do them first. Well, you know, you kind of do it, you make your rounds, you know, and you got your main routes, which you do first, and then, you know, and I've encouraged them to, you know, maybe if you got them last time, get them first or in the middle this time, you know, kind of skip it around a little bit, if possible.
Well, Gail is, I think, a pretty important person in that deal.
Absolutely.
She's an old lady.
Absolutely, she does a wonderful
If we
job.
can help her a little bit, we will. I'll
Yeah.
go up and take care of Gail myself, but I don't know where these other people live.
Yeah.
I was just asked to bring it up for the people, the snow removers, to consider them EMTs, because they're pretty important.
Absolutely.
I think on average, you can probably expect your gate usage to go down just because we've got a new person that doesn't necessarily know how it works very well. And there's been 0 practice so far, so it's gonna be rough for the first few months, probably.
Well, if, I don't wanna start this, really don't, but if we know the 4 people, and that when we go by it, if we do have a ridge, stop, back up, take an extra path in the driveway, just make sure they're out. If we got 24 inches of snow or whatever, you know, and there's a big pile. You know what I'm saying?
I do, but that's easier said than done.
I know, exactly. I don't really wanna
If
go
you have that
there.
much snow, you're just gonna end up pushing it further in, and that's all you're gonna end up doing by making an extra pass.
Well,
Once
you back up with the graders, and
Once you stop rolling that snow over, it's piling right there.
No, but what I'm saying is, once you make a pass through there, if you come back and put your gate down again, you know.
But you gotta have a place to sit, that's the whole thing, there's no place to put it.
remember that, though.
So the problem with that would be, at that point, you already have your blade on the curb, so you can't really get the blade further in. If we wanted to do that, we could run the loader up and clean the driveway up.
Yeah.
If we want to do that.
See, what I was thinking, you make your plow, and you got 4 spots. You come back, stop, put your blade down, and window it straight and lift up and you're done.
They ain't got time.
Everybody don't have time. If you need an ambulance, you don't.
That loader thing, you know,
That'd be the only way to do it. I
that'd be the
think.
best way to do it.
Right.
Yeah, but that don't get around very fast.
Well,
It
plus,
wouldn't be instant, you're right, it wouldn't
Yep.
be.
no, it wouldn't be. The thing is, if you've got that much snow where you put the gate down, it leaves that big of a ridge, your next pass, it ain't gonna do nothing, it's just gonna make it worse. Because,
That's if you're starting from one end going to the other. If you stop there and make a sweep, it opens it up. Like taking a payloader. If you take the payloader, if you start at the very end, you don't have the same roll all the way along. But if you stop at the driveway and go over, you're done.
Anyway, that's all I got.
whatever, okay. Yeah, we'll leave it up to our guys, so, all right. Mike?
The Memorial Hall, and I think Bruce was going to come in, we're trying to talk about fixing the ramp so it's not so steep, but he's working on some drawings. The Legion don't really want to get too involved in it, you know, but we've already done a lot of work to it. But there you go with, like Colin says, do something half-assed, we're just gonna pay for it in the end if we don't finish it right and be done with it. So we're working on it, it's a work in progress, so, I'll keep working on that. The other thing that I know, there's no, first aid kit in the kitchen of the deal, so I'd like the city to purchase a first aid kit for the kitchen deal. It's always good to have in there.
There's not one in the little closet room, or?
Not that I know of, I asked Terry, I didn't see one. We can double check before we order, but I'd like to order one.
I think that would be just fine.
There isn't one over there.
There isn't?
Is there one at all in the Memorial Hall?
Not that I know
In the
of.
Legion room.
None
I mean, there
downstairs.
should be something, I mean,
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah.
And that brings up another question.
We should almost get two then.
Do we
because
have
that
any
kitchen's
here?
blocked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do we
if you
have any in this
here.
building?
Used to.
No.
So we should do that
We should,
too.
let's, why don't we take an inventory, see what we need, and if we need, you know, one here,
Yeah.
one or two over there, whatever.
Let's get what we
Water-
need.
Water
Yeah.
plant, you got any at the water plant?
I've got a box of Band-Aids down. That's all I've got.
I think we should have a little bit more down
We should
there
have
too.
something in the
Do we
library then,
have
too?
a face washing
Yeah,
station?
face
there?
washing station, yeah.
You do
We
have
have
that,
no
okay.
budget, so, but we could buy them something, that's what we could buy one for the library and stuff. Yeah, it's a city building.
So let's
Yeah,
get an
let's-
inventory and
Get up to date.
get what we need for each building.
Right.
And we could put one by that, so it's not locked up by that 80,
Yep.
put one there.
That's what I
Want
was
it on the
thinking.
wall?
Yeah, I think so, right next to it, so there's access to it.
Yeah, because that's, if they're, it's great to have one in the kitchen too, but the
Yeah.
kitchen's locked if it's not rented, so I think we should
Exactly.
still have one outside.
Yep, yep.
I think there's fire extinguishers in there.
Yes, those get
on the floor.
checked every year. I do know those guys have
Yeah,
come.
yeah.
But that's what we noticed, because everything for the, Santa Days seemed to go pretty well, I think.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
So, but those are the things I noticed.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
When we had our little meetings with, talking about wages and stuff, we, had a thing that, we could possibly use a third employee to go along with Adam and Craig. Now, we were told that we used to have 3, but, when one retired, we never filled it or whatever. And with the not having any redundancy, if he goes on vacation and Lee's doing something else, we should have a third one just in case we need something additional on the water plant or whatever. If Lee gets sick and he's on vacation, we shouldn't have to call him to ask about the water plant, is the way I feel about it.
Okay.
So our situation right now is that we have the least amount of experience down there that we've had in probably 25 years. And we had the least amount of people this summer that we've had in 16 years. So it was rough, and a lot of stuff didn't get done. But
So I just thought I'd bring it up that we should probably look at maybe putting that third person on again.
And we have it in the budget, I believe, right? For
It
the
is
next
budgeted.
year?
I think, I believe
It's
so.
been budgeted for 2020 and in 2021 as well.
So do we want to think about it and put it on the next meeting to advertise for it, because it'd be the new year?
Yeah, yeah, I think we should ponder it for a while.
That way, if the people want to talk to it, or any comments that we hear,
Yeah.
and then we can go from there.
I mean, I think there's plenty to do.
I do too.
You know, the problem is that, you know, like this time of year, it probably, if there's no snow, they kind of get bunched up, but any other time of the year, I think that's fine to
There,
do.
but, and I'm gonna say this, that, you know, and this is an example, like this year, we don't have any snow, okay, there's no snow to plow, but, we got the ArcGIS program, we
Yep.
can be out doing that. We can be,
Exactly.
Cleaning the
I
shop,
think Don noticed that, Lee was out there and he almost got killed by a
stuff falling off the
angle of
shelf.
the hose from stuff sitting out on
Right.
the shelves out
Right,
there.
yeah, yeah.
But, I mean, there's always stuff to do.
You know, there is always stuff to do, you know, even like at the Memorial Hall, clean on top of those office buildings, you know, I
Right.
mean, those get so filthy up there. And nobody wants to do it, but it's something to do and it should be done,
So,
you know, so, there's always something to do.
and we are still at the meeting, so I'm gonna go on a limb and propose that I make a motion that we publish for a third employee
I second that motion.
after the first of the year.
Okay? Do you have a salary range? Do you have a certain requirements you want, or kind of like requirements as before?
Yeah, well, basically the same as what, you know, we did for Lee, bringing him in,
Okay.
you know. I think starting in that range, you know, salary range covers us, we've got, you know, in the budget for it. Be ideal if we could find somebody that maybe has a class 1, but it's probably gonna be doubtful. But you never know.
Never know. I see Riverdale's advertising for one right now, so,
Water treatment.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, but, yeah, if you read it, it's not just water treatment, it's
Right,
everything. Okay, further discussion?
What about Christmas help?
What's that?
Are you gonna talk about maybe possibly hiring, or bringing someone back for Christmas?
Oh, yes.
Hang on,
Yeah,
You-
well,
there's
yeah,
a motion on the
there's a
table.
motion.
Let's do this.
There's a motion on the table.
Okay.
Any further discussion on this?
I would just like to wait till the next meeting, just to hear if anybody, because it wasn't on our agenda to hire a third person.
Well,
But, you know, that's,
We need it.
the thing is, this is the portfolio new business stuff, and he said to advertise, not necessarily hire. You know, I mean, I'm just clarifying.
Yeah, no, I-
You know,
Because, you know, I'm just saying it will, it isn't like, when we advertise, it isn't like we're gonna be, you know, getting a candidate within a week. It's probably, based on what we've done before, my guess is it's gonna carry out for a couple months here.
oh, at least, yeah,
You know,
we'll probably
so-
advertise for a couple months, you know,
Right.
so, yeah.
So, I think we got time, but I think if we just keep pushing it off, pretty soon
Yeah.
it's just May and June and we still don't have anybody.
Not productive, keep on pushing it off.
Right.
Yep.
Any other discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Marv?
Aye. Yes.
I will agree, yes. So we'll get together, so after the first of the year, you said, we'll
Yep, yep.
get the ads ready and decide where we're gonna.
Now, to add to, our summer help, Ben, we had Ben and of course Lee before he went full-time. He called Adam, he's gonna be back. Is he back or will be?
he is back now, I think, and he said he could start Wednesday or Thursday of this week.
Okay.
To do what?
I'm also leaving on vacation this week, so.
To do what?
Just to help out, cause
To help.
Adam's gonna be gone.
No, what?
Oh.
Do what?
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
Well, there's a lot of stuff to do. We've got the salt that's still out here. There's a lot of maintenance on the equipment that still needs to be done. Oil changes. There's probably stuff at the Memorial Hall that should be done.
Did you get,
What's the name of the hurricane that went through the shop?
ash, bottom ash?
Went through the what?
I don't think we need it.
Okay.
At this point, there's been 2 months of no snow.
Okay, that's fine.
We want to get rid of this pile
I know.
over here.
Well, then
so
get it
adding
mixed
to
in
it's
there.
not-
Then get it mixed in there. Okay,
Yeah.
very good, that's fine.
So then, whatever's left of this at the end of the year, we'll probably get rid of it.
Right.
And we'll bring in ash, just straight ash for next year.
Okay. So, but he won't be able to run any equipment, snow removal equipment, obviously if it snows, you'll have to come.
Yes, that will obviously come in if it snows.
Unless I do it.
I will come in if it snows.
But I'm thinking there's, like you say,
Yeah,
enough,
we're
Adam
here.
can keep him busy, if nothing else, I mean, he
Pretty much
can be a
guaranteed.
week out in that shop cleaning.
Well,
You know,
at
I mean,
least,
there's stuff that he can be doing, but I
Okay,
think. we
so
can
make
keep
your
him.
proposal then, or your motion.
So I propose that we bring Ben back.
Your motion?
Huh?
You motion or propose?
I'm making a motion.
You said you propose.
Oh, I propose a motion. Okay. I make a motion that we, hire Ben back over Christmas vacation to help out, as needed.
I second it.
Salary?
Whatever he was at before, I don't remember.
16, I'm pretty sure.
16?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was 16 an hour.
Is he interested?
He called me.
Yeah.
Oh, he did, okay.
Yeah, he called him.
Oh, there you
so-
go.
So yes.
Okay. So we have motion second, any further discussion? Colin?
Aye.
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 Yes.
Yes. Okay, very good. So you'll get hold of him tomorrow?
Yeah.
You'll
So
call him?
Start immediately or what?
Okay. Huh? Yeah.
Start immediately? Okay.
Yeah, whenever he can.
Okay.
Yep.
So where were we?
I have something else.
Oh, yeah, we were on you.
Yeah, you want to skip over me all the time because I talk too much.
Well, I don't want to skip over you, it just, you know, you were on you and then all of a sudden, you know.
I know,
so, yeah.
I know. I have another suggestion here, and we talked about it when we were doing the salaries and stuff. I would suggest that we upgrade our 2 pickups. Those pickups are getting pretty dilapidated, and I think we need to have a couple newer pickups, because you can't rely on that old one, and then the other one is getting pretty well beat too, and I think we should have at least an upgrade on 2 pickups.
We need it bad,
Yeah, bad.
yeah. Definitely, I think we can look into that. I know, you know, I remember earlier this fall,
State surplus.
State surplus down there had really gorgeous pickups, and they were
Nice
like,
ones.
oh my God, they were cheap, but.
Yeah, I don't think, like I said, told Donna, I have a hard time justifying brand new
Right.
for what we're doing, but, you know, state surplus, you can get some pretty
Really
decent.
nice vehicles.
They
fairly-
have,
fairly
you know, I can check
new
with
stuff.
them and see what they have, and we'll see what's available to them, and then go from there, I think. So, but I agree with you, we need new vehicles.
We need to upgrade to
Yeah,
newer, and something with, has to be 4-wheel drive, of course.
Yeah, well, these are,
Yeah, and then something with more in newer in body and stuff than the ones that we have.
It'd be nice if we had an extended box, like our old Ford was an extended box. It's better for carrying something around.
Oh, the
These ones
long,
aren't.
long box, yeah.
Oh, 8-foot box.
Yeah.
Covered wagon, huh?
yeah. Okay, anything else?
No, the only other thing is I got a planning and zoning meeting next Monday in the county, that's it.
Okay. Another thing nice about this change in the, sales tax funding is we can use part of that 90% of the 1 cent for, you know, pickups, because it is.
Equipment, that's, we talked, you know, there really hasn't
Right.
been anything, up until the last couple of years, nothing's been put in the equipment fund for
Right.
vehicles, you know,
Well,
so we're
because we don't have
starting to.
anything, but, you know, this gives us more opportunity to be able to afford some upgrades and stuff.
I had one other thing, and I don't mean to jump back in again.
Sorry.
Do we have a little Bobcat or something?
Yes.
We do. Is it fairly new, or is it,
Yeah, it's not
Quite
that
old, actually.
It's not that old.
Been here ever since I worked here. Over 20 years old.
Because you know, the state has Bobcats too that they have in their thing, or something related to that, for equipment
In their
and stuff.
sales?
I think they do, don't they?
I don't
know,
look
but,
at it.
but, you know, upgrade on that too, along with the 2 pickups would be really nice.
The only thing is with some of the equipment, you gotta be careful how new you upgrade,
Yeah.
because you start to get into depth fluid and stuff like that,
Emissions, yeah.
you are looking for a mess.
Yeah.
You're better off rebuilding the old thing and keeping it.
Well, and I don't remember, but the hours on that Bobcat, we're not that many hours.
No.
I mean, you're less than 2,000 hours.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even half wore out, really.
Right,
I think our biggest problem is a little underpowered for some stuff. Especially small,
and
but
we
yeah.
might be better off having 2 than just one, especially if we have another
Looking for a new
employee.
one, I'll sell you mine.
Sold.
How much you want for it?
Yeah, those are tough to get.
$50 here.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you got?
So yeah, we need to look at, I mean, we also need we need a new dump truck. That thing is so bad. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we need that, you know, so just kind
Well,
of
that-
get
not to-
priorities
not to
straight and-
Change the subject, but is that,
but you are.
the prairie dog funding, can that be used for equipment?
We'd have to check into that. It says replacing existing infrastructure is, I don't know.
No, I don't know,
Well, a lot
maybe,
of it's infrastructure, I'm not sure.
My gut feeling tells me no, but.
I
can do some checking.
want to say no, but I can look up at all the specifics on that email too.
maybe, you know, not saying, you know, if you could, there'd be,
Right.
you know, use some of that for that, or,
Right.
you know, at least get one vehicle now, or whatever. you know,
Well,
so.
we also, you said we have some other funding we just got to, right? So.
We need to keep on
CARES
upgrading
funding,
equipment as it gets
whatever.
older.
Well, we'll let you bring that up then. Okay, my turn. I have nothing. Not anymore. Oh, I actually I do. That drainage up, north of town, you know, through the Gunderson's field there, I should say the Renner field. I've been, talking with Donna on what we can do to make that work. You know, there is no easement for it. But, you know, she's more than willing to work with us, and I'm, you know, kind of decide, you know, it's gonna take some of the land out of production, so I don't know if we need to, you know, make a monetary donation, you know, for that or not. I'm working with her on that. We're not gonna get anything done until,
That's still open, dug out?
yeah, it's open, yeah, but it all needs to be re-landscaped and everything around there, and we need to get a dome or whatever to collect all the trash that comes in, so. But I'm working on that with her, so.
Me and Milo and I were talking this morning, and he's got them water trucks. He said he'd bring a load of water, maybe it's possible we can wash it out.
Oh.
And your next option is get a suck truck,
Yeah.
and they'll cost some money.
I got a deal that we can shove in there with sucker rod and pull back, because it's concrete, so I don't think it'll get caught. It's just that if it's froze down, there's no use.
Well, no, yeah, right.
You know,
yeah,
but I have it ready to go on my excavator
Okay.
to go in as soon as we decide we want to do that.
Okay.
So it's just,
Have you actually looked in there? There's a lot of dirt a long ways in, or don't you know? I haven't actually got down and looked in there.
Well, typically when a culvert gets plugged, it's that far from the top on the inlet end, and then it tapers down.
Right.
So I would venture to say you could get a water hose through there, but it's a long way. I suppose you could rinse it down to where it's half full all the way, you know, just rinsing it.
Right, right.
because I can add sucker rod a long ways.
What's the diameter of that?
Two.
You gotta get a sucker to be down there pushing it back too.
All right,
No,
okay.
I mean, I got, on the excavator, I can shove it in and it opens up and it'll pull the dirt back.
Okay,
And Colin's tired.
so we'll move
let's
on.
get with it.
Chelsea?
I got a phone call today that they're going to look at hooking up the electrical over at the Memorial Hall next Monday and Tuesday. So hopefully that'll be done with and we can have that automatically unlocked and unlocked. He called earlier today. And then we received 2 more months for CARES Act for police funding. So we got $40,299.21 back. That went into our general
What was
fund.
that, 42 you said?
40,000.
Or 40,000, okay.
299.21.
And we're putting that in the general fund, correct? I mean, I think that's what we should put it in there. You know, to help offset what we paid for contracts. Everybody's fine with that?
Yep.
Okay, next.
That's all I got.
Adam?
We got a quote from RDO for a new loader. We got basically a lease to own, over 6 payments over 5 years of $29,671. The only thing, he has I have a list of, stuff that's on that loader. The only thing I'd change on there is maybe get tires that are better for snow, something that like what we have on the grader right now. Because I also got a price on a plow, which is $15,850 to attach to that loader. If we want to make a change, and that's way more than we pay now, which is how much a year?
Addendum, we pay them monthly and it's $459 a month.
$459 a
Yeah,
month.
so like less than $6,000 a year, but there's no chance all that we would pay that for 10 years now. And when we first got that price from them, they were switching out our loader every year. They haven't done that in about 5 years, and that was never part of the contract. It's something they just did.
So, how long have we been paying this rental fee? How many years, do you know?
Long time.
A long time, yeah.
How many years?
15 maybe?
I think it's the same loader, I've been here for 10 years.
We stopped getting new ones about 7 years ago, I think, or 8 years maybe.
It was actually in the contract to get new ones every so
Not the one I looked at.
Well,
Unless they changed it.
The original one it was,
Yeah.
but.
Now, this new loader, it has the quick attach on the front?
I believe so, yes.
It looked like it, yeah, I read the spec. It looked
Oh,
like it
okay.
did.
And it's a brand new 2021, 544P, if that means anything to you.
Yeah, it means the size and stuff.
Well,
He said it was approximately the same size as the one we've got now.
Mm-hmm.
you know, I know that they're not even gonna come close, but you should probably check with Cat also.
With who?
Yeah, with Cat.
You could
Oh,
check
Butler?
with CAT, but check with T&E in Williston, not Butler. And CAT is 4 times the loader any John Deere, Volvo, or you name it. I've won them all.
Is there like a service place in Bismarck for them, or? 'Cause that's kind of our
So that's what I would,
push
the
about
problem
switching
with
away from
Williston,
Volvo.
now we're going 3 hours there again, well, yeah, we
Right.
might as well stay with the Sendem, but 3 hours away to Fargo.
I'm just saying T&E rents them way cheaper than Butler does.
So they have Cats,
Yeah.
T&E, but we could get service out of Bismarck, or not?
If you got a service a CAT, it's gonna cost you money wherever they come from.
Well, yeah, but if you don't have to pay, an extra, 200 miles in, mileage.
Now, that'd be something you'd have to check with them,
Right.
And they probably got some that were rented out and for sale. A lot of
Possibly.
equipment up there sitting right now.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to check, you can always use that as maybe leverage,
Yeah.
with Butler, who knows, but it doesn't hurt to check.
Okay.
Right. Okay. What else you got?
Nothing really. The camera is up and going out there. It just needs a bit of a directional adjustment. And then I'm working with Mike from A2S on getting a few more printouts that would help us with our record keeping down at the water plant. That's ongoing. Other than that,
Two more printouts?
yeah, I'm asking him to print out, if it's possible, At the same time, so it would be midnight where the rest of our printouts print out. Our hourly ratings at midnight and our hourly, or our chemical levels at midnight. So we can compare them day to day instead of when we happen to take the number the next day. Because that information is almost meaningless because we don't take it exactly at the same time every day.
Okay.
But if we get it printed out, then it'd be perfectly every day.
Right.
Perfect number.
I have something for Adam. Did you ever check that water pressure when I talked to you last month about?
I looked at the plant and it seems
Same?
normal, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine.
If, I was thinking about it, and if next summer we get more pressure complaints again, then maybe do some spot checking like every week. Not every place, obviously,
Mhm.
but like 10 places around town where we check week to week and see if there's fluctuation from season to season. And maybe, if it is because we were so dry and using so much water this year, then maybe that's why the pressure went down. Then we'll know, because then it wouldn't happen in the fall or in the winter.
I was just curious, because I mentioned it to you last time.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Bills?
Motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Any, questions on the bills? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Yes. Next meeting, January 11th, if that's what it said on our schedule?
I did.
Okay.
I kind of made that mandatory
Okay.
with my new software upgrade, so.
All right, with that meeting adjourned, thank you everybody for coming.